We had a bit of an incident.
Oh my God, dude!
And I think Giorgio is primarily to blame.
Oh my God, man!
Either Giorgio or you.
Boy.
It was probably me. Yeah.
We had a long shoot day yesterday. We had to be at the stadium early. What was check-in 10, and then as far as early, like when the gates actually opened for us, because Giorgio, you got to go in. Us three had to sit out in the parking lot for an hour because it doesn't open for another hour for some reason.
Yeah.
And then we got up to the suites and did the whole thing and didn't get out of there until probably, 5:30?
Paint a picture for the audience?
What's that?
Would you like me to paint a picture for the
Sure,
audience?
go ahead.
You know, just tunnel entrance, just me, shoulder to shoulder with the players, still in their, civilian uniform. A lot of Louis Vuitton backpacks. One guy like holding up for me, letting me go ahead of him. It was a pretty nice experience.
I've got a picture of you on the field. I'm going to text this to Bob to put up on screen with the NFL cameraman because you were down there next time with Sweets.
It was their entire press corps down there.
Yeah, the entire NFL press corps, and then there's Giorgio.
When you're a member of the NFL press corps, they give you this vest to wear with your number on it, and label and credentials.
Yep.
And then there's just this me who looks like I don't belong, or like I'm someone's like TikTok photographer.
Yeah,
just standing right beside them.
Or you thought it was Burning Man, and then showed up at an NFL game, and then that was there. But that was pretty funny to see. But long day, and then we all had some food afterwards. We went to this Mexican restaurant. What was the name of it? It was good. It was really fucking good.
It's called Mi Vida, MI VIDA.
Okay, so it was very good. Pop up that picture.
Good.
There we go. So there's Giorgio next to all the NFL photographers. Looks identical, They look like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, no, he's there to shoot a Jackson Mahomes dance.
Yeah.
And everyone's really mad that I'm allowed to stand beside them.
Yeah, it's really funny, and we had a great time. Just got some food. We're gonna go back to the hotel. We had an early flight. Had to leave at 6 a.m. this morning. We're having some drinks, enjoying ourselves.
2 margaritas. I mean, they had Grand Marnier and Patron in them?
We had been drinking all afternoon as well.
Yeah. But
it wasn't that. We weren't like shit-faced or anything.
No, it's a normal show, right? We had a bunch of respectable people on. We couldn't be shit-faced with them. And we sat down at the restaurant, and I knew there was going to be problems when they started praying when the meal came.
Who's the they? I don't think we've described these young folks.
Well, they're not young. It was a couple that was there for their 40th wedding anniversary, and they sat them right next to the bathroom. So the restaurant clearly cared about those people as well.
Old people don't tip.
Oh, really?
No. Or they do it used to be common practice to do this, I guess, but they tip. The standard is 15% on the pre-tax amount without alcohol.
Okay.
That's I've heard people, like older people in the Midwest, tell me that before. I'm like, no, you sound stupid when you say that.
Sure.
Just 20% on the total bill is so much easier anyways. Why are you trying to do fucking math?
Yeah.
But our table conversation was fine.
What are you, some kind of fucking nerd?
Yeah.
You're trying to do math at dinner?
Our table conversation
we were trying
was
to we were trying to save America.
Yes, we were trying to save America.
And we were trying to save Hollywood.
Yes.
Or at least understand why both were failing.
Exactly. And we might have said the word fuck, I don't know, 80, 200 times, somewhere in there.
But there was no ball gagging. There was no
panel.
Fucking.
I don't think we talked about panel.
There wasn't a single panel.
I was thinking about it.
Nothing.
Not gonna lie. Not because of the old lady.
No, but I remember there was a talk over abortion in Texas, and I believe Dan said those motherfuckers can drive 9 hours to get the baby ripped out. And
he did. He did say that.
They did overhear that, and apparently they overheard everything. So I didn't think I thought it was pretty tame dinner to be honest with you. And then at the end of the
You're
night,
in fucking downtown Washington D.C. at the wharf, and people are talking about politics at dinner. Ooh, fuck you, you old cunt.
I don't think it's the subject matter. I think it's the language.
I think it's the language.
It was the language she said.
It was about.
That's what took her aback.
About saying the word fuck.
What word did she use to describe it? She said it was just
colorful.
Colorful, yes.
So she walks over at the end. We're still eating.
She said your colorful language throughout dinner threw me for a loop.
Yes.
And I didn't know if she was fucking with us or not, to be honest.
Me neither. And she said we were here for our 40th wedding anniversary. And I said, oh, congratulations. And then she said, your colorful language threw us for a loop. And I was like, oh my, and I didn't know. I'm completely genuine when I say this. I had no idea. And I said, oh my God, thank you so much I hope you guys have a great evening. And that was it. And then they moved on. And then Giorgio was like, hey, dude, she was actually like pissed off about that. And I was like, oh, fuck. Maybe, maybe. But I would have said the exact same thing either way in the same exact tone of, oh, my God, thank you so much. It just would have been a little bit more sarcastic.
Yeah.
But I hope they had a beautiful 40th.
I hope they got ran over by a car on the way home. Fuck those people, man. Don't try to make your shit about me. You got a problem with the fucking way I talk, then go somewhere else. It's not a big deal.
They could.
Or just like, this is like the boomer generation, right? Grow up.
Yeah.
You can't handle some fucking coarse language? Really? Let me talk to your husband about it.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be waiting outside to fight us, and I was a little. I haven't fought an old person before, but I will. I don't give a shit.
40 years. I mean, they looked about 70, I think, somewhere in there. 70s.
Maybe older.
Maybe older.
Yeah, it would be like Pedro Martinez and what's
Zimmer.
His nuts? Yeah.
Just hucking him down to the ground. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe he's like an old Marine or something. I get my ass kicked. That'd be a good story too.
Right. That would be would be fun.
That would actually be way funnier.
He hits you with like the touch of death.
Yeah, well, not that, but if he just like fucking lit my body up a little bit, he's just working the body. I'm like, damn, dude, this guy could fight.
He Seagulls you?
Yeah. Well, that's not
That's
real.
all real.
No.
That's all real karate, friend.
No, but if he like pulled out an ass baton, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to start running. He's not gonna outrun me for sure. He's old.
Yeah.
I can still run.
There was it's happened to me though with my kids. I remember I took Jax. What was he? That's 2019. It was when LSU won the national championship. What year was that? Was that 3 years ago?
It was 19.
Yeah, 19.
Well, 20 technically, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So I took him to see him play against Oklahoma, and it was one of Jalen Hurts' worst games ever. And the LSU fans were so fucking wasted. I mean, they were just saying the craziest shit of all time right in front of me, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Yeah, but it's a fucking football game.
Sure is.
You
And
brought your child to it, and that's how it
right.
goes.
You're goddamn right. So I didn't say anything.
If it was a Chuck E. Cheese, you can raise a complaint.
Yep. And so
All right.
and it went through my mind, and I said, "All right, well, how do I explain it?" And so I just told my son politely. I said, "Son, this is what college is like, and you're going to hear some things that are going to be new, fresh, and hopefully you've never heard them before." And you won't hear him again for many, many years.
The only responsible way to handle that is to get him a fucking one of those little mini recorders, record everything, or pen and pad. If you hear anything that's super funny, jot it down. In shorthand, obviously, you don't want your mother finding out.
Sure. So I got lucky in that one because I knew what this situation was and everything else. The exact opposite of those old people last night. And luckily, it was like 49 to nothing at halftime. And most of the LSU fans were blacked out and people were already leaving. So didn't really have to tolerate it too much the rest of the evening. But it made me think twice, for sure, about going back to a big college football game with a small child because you deserve that.
Yeah, I took my fucking 8-year-old to a strip club, and they started, like, dancing around. Pulling their titties out and shit.
I'm just here to eat ribs, lady.
Yeah, it's like the fuck is. I'm here for the wings.
I'm here for the popcorn shrimp. All right.
Fuck off.
No, but he didn't care and checked out, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, know your surroundings. I knew my surroundings. Didn't say anything. Know what you're doing there. It's a fucking Mexican place. It's packed. Everybody's boozing. Sorry, lady. All right. I mean, imagine if she would have caught us on one of our worst nights. My God, man.
If I had known there was a problem, if I'd sensed anything earlier, I would have
gotten more aggressive.
No, I would have toned it down.
Oh, you would have?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you would have ramped it up a little bit.
No, I'm not going to be a dick just to be a dick.
Okay. I didn't know if you would have gone into full sounding and.
No, like if let's say the gentleman had walked over. By the way, your wife shouldn't be talking to me ever, dude. Like the fact that they had a problem with it and it was the woman who approached me.
Yeah.
That means he didn't care.
Right.
Because if he did, he would have said something, right? Or he's a bitch. Either way.
It's not that. In your 70s, though, dude, you can't care anymore, right?
Well, she certainly does, but that's...
She does, and I think that was her way of saying, I didn't appreciate it, and I'm not going to drag my husband into this because I don't want to see a 76-year-old man get the life beat out of him at a Mexican restaurant in D.C. Because that's a weird place to die. So I think she was just... I'm gonna throw in one little jab and then kind of walk out, and we're fine. But in your 70s, what the fuck are you gonna do at that point? And that's what makes me sad as a man.
Yeah, well, that's why I said I hope they just went and died later. Because clearly she's gotten all the enjoyment out of life she's going to get. If that little bump in the road ruined her whole fucking night, that's it for her. You're done. Cash in your chips. See what heaven's like.
Man, anybody who pulls out a tablet to pray at the table, and it was
tablet.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
yes.
what?
Yeah.
They pulled out a Bible on a tablet?
Correct. And it was...
they had verses. It wasn't just like, bless us, O Lord, and things like, yes.
Nope. It was an iPad mini. So my kids got one. And I was just like, it was an iPad mini. Pulled that out. Really, went into full scripture on that. And I was like, holy shit. Ironically, there was an investor meeting a few months ago. And the guy did that at the end of the meal. And I had to join in. I was like, great. And I had to hold his hands and join in for the prayer.
There's not an amount of money that you could give me.
That's why I have to go on these things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
if somebody even
it could end up where you're just holding hands in prayer.
If somebody even asked me that question, I'd flip the fucking table over like Jesus in the temple. I'd get up and walk out, and I might pee on a few things on my way out, depending on whether or not I'm not going to force it. But if I had to pee, pee's coming out.
It wasn't the Bible. It was the one that Kanye hates.
The Talmud, Torah.
Yeah.
Which one?
The Torah.
The Pentateuch, the prophets.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, dude. You're talking to the wrong guy here.
Well, the fake Torah.